Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. So, you know that I have been working with the Glock 26 as an EDC option. And I've also been utilizing kind of a basic holster here. This is just one of the holsters that I got off of Amazon. And my wife, who's a leather worker, she made this awesome sleeve for it. I love the way that it's kind of patinaed and weathered over the years. Changed out the clips. I always run these metal clips as opposed to any of the normal like plastic clips that come with it. It's got the claw here on the side. But one of the issues working with the Glock 26, clearly, let's just go ahead and take this out here and cycle the firearm, make sure that's clear. So with the Glock 26, you know, some of the only drawbacks to this firearm, it has to be the handle. If you have bigger hands, kind of like I do, being able to get a full purchase on that grip. Generally, my duty pistol, I carry a Glock 45. Also a big fan of the 17 and the Glock 19X, but I do like the smaller slide for the 26. I like the size of it, and it actually runs like a motherfucker. It shoots really, really well. So in order to deal with the smaller handle and the smaller magazine, I've gone with the Garrison grip extension, which has given me a very nice, let me just go ahead and clear out these rounds here so you guys know that we're working with a clear magazine. All of the rounds have been removed. Go ahead and check the firearm one more time. So now we have a much better handle for the Glock 26 and makes this a lot easier to carry in terms of EDC for me. But one of the other issues that I've dealt with is that this holster, which is made specifically for the Glock 26, it makes the firearm sit a little bit lower in my pants than I like. Now for concealability, that's a really good thing. But in terms of getting my hand on that firearm, just getting that purchase on that firearm, it could be better. So like everything else, I'm going through all of the stuff that I have in my safe, and I came across this great holster from Tenacor. Now, Tenacor makes amazing holsters, or Kydex holsters, which they have this great concept where they actually put a little bit of a bump on the back here. So this is a little bit even more helpful than the claw that's normally on the front side of your firearm. This little bevel in the back, it pushes into your body. It keeps the firearms from tipping forward, and it keeps it kind of pushed in like this so that it rides up a little bit closer to your body. But since this holster was specifically made for the Glock 19, it's a little bit bigger in terms of kind of like where the firearm sits in this. So when I go to grab that firearm and get that purchase on the handle, it's much higher than my normal Glock 26 holster. So I'm going to take the firearm, clear, okay, place it into my normal holster. Okay, you see that right there. All right, and it's hard to get a good change here, but this is how it sits in the Tenacor holster. Now it's also it's cut for an optic, and one of the future videos I'm going to make when I get the optic in is we're going to actually use a dovetail optic mount to go on the back of the slide here where the back sight is. We're going to take that back sight off, we're going to put that dovetail mount on there, and then mount that optic directly to that without doing any milling or any sort of drilling. But this has been the setup using the Glock 19 Tenacor holster. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and just kind of show you where the gun sits in my normal Glock 26 holster versus where it sits in the Glock 19 Tenacor holster. Now clearly, having a smaller slide, shorter slide rather, there's going to be a lot of extra space that's here for this Glock 19, but man, it really, really sits in a perfect position. And now utilizing this holster with this extension gives me one hell of a great EDC option. Now I know what you're thinking, why not just run the Glock 19, the Glock 19X or the Glock 45, because you're basically creating that with this in terms of where this is sitting and now the length of the handle. But I like to do things a little bit more difficult and find ways to manage and mitigate shit. So that's what I'm running with right now. What do you think?